Jordan, how was your weekend?
Eventful. Yeah, stressful. It's amazing, isn't it? You can go from being one place at one time, and your life can almost be turned upside down, and you find yourself somewhere else, and just have to adapt. You just get thrown into a situation, and yeah, nice to meet everyone. Looking forward to getting started.
When the deal got effectively called off on the Sunday, did you think at that stage that was it, or did you always have hope that it would be revived?
No, I thought that was it really. That was the case, and reported back to Blackburn on Monday morning, and just get your head round getting back there and knuckling down. But fortunately, the deal managed to go through in the end, and yeah, looking forward to getting started.
I'd imagine pretty testing it was for you mentally as much as anything else.
I mean, I'm not really used to this sort of situation of moving about, and maybe I've only had one or two clubs, and the thing, when I went from Huddersfield to Blackburn, it wasn't as, topsy-turvy, but, I guess this is just the way things go, and, I just presume this is quite normal, even if other transfers happen to go a little bit more smoothly.
You've got to know that road quite well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
How have the first few days in with the lads? Aitor says that all the new signings have gelled very well.
Yeah, really good, and you can see from, so I've only done 2 or 3 training sessions now, you can see the real quality that the squad's got, and yeah, it's going to be real good competition for places, so nothing's taken for granted, and hopefully if I'm part of the team or part of the squad at some point on Saturday, it'd be nice to get the first win.
You scored all manner of goals in the Championship. Do you think now that this is your real opportunity to get up into the Premier League and test yourself?
Well, it'd be nice, but I think from a player's point of view, I think that everyone will just try and take one game at a time, and with that mentality in mind, see where that leaves us come May. I think everyone sort of outside that sort of bubble will make your own assumptions and put 2 and 2 together, but I think the players at the moment are just taking one game at a time, concentrating on the next one, and that next one happens to be Blackburn Rovers.
Your figures speak for themselves over the last 5, 6, 7 years. Aitor said he can't believe that a Premier League team has never taken a chance on you. What's your take on that?
I just try and do the best I can in first of all in training, and try and make myself a better player, and then taking that sort of mentality into games, and just taking one game at a time, trying to do the best that I can. I might not always be able to score, might not always be able to win, but one thing's for sure, I'll give it my best. I'll work as hard as I can, and I think that's all you can ask for. If you work as hard as you can, then hopefully in the long run you get a bit of luck and a little bit of fortune.
Has it been a bit easier adapting with your uncle around the place?
Yeah, it's been nice to have a family member around. I was with my dad originally when I first started at Ipswich, so now I've got my uncle as assistant manager and things. Yeah, but in fairness, everyone's been very accommodating and very welcoming, so not just my uncle, but yeah, they've all been very good.
And you mentioned the game at the weekend against Blackburn. Unbelievable that's the fixture that's up next. How do you approach it?
Well, it's better off getting them first and getting them out of the way. But I mean, you're gonna have to come against them at some point in your new career. So yeah, it's just what it is. There's no 2 ways around it. There's no beating around the bush. That's just what it is. So just gonna have to adapt and prepare as you would do for any other game.
What kind of reaction do you expect from the Blackburn supporters?
Hopefully a good one. I think everyone that's associated with Blackburn can see it's a new era there. It's something new that's going off with the club. It's going in a different direction to the one that Gary Bowyer was in. But yeah, I wish them all the best and hope they do well for the upcoming future.
Could you just describe how frenetic deadline day was? I mean, in terms of, did the day just seem to move really, really fast, or how was it?
It was quite smooth, really. I was in at Blackburn in the morning, and then I think the manager there just said, get yourself home, and if something does happen, then it happens. But if not, you come to Blackburn Rovers on the Tuesday focused and committed. So I was more than happy with that situation. And then I sort of got myself home, got myself sorted. The bags were already packed from the weekend, and I just left them in the car just in case. And yeah, things managed to progress throughout the day, and got up here in sort of plenty of time to get things signed and dotted and things like that. So yeah, it was quite relatively stress-free, yeah, I'd say.
A lot's expected of all of you, but I suppose strikers, we talked about numbers, everybody's looking at the number of goals you might score and fire into the Premier League, back into the Premier League. Do strikers feel that sort of pressure? Do you feel that sort of pressure?
No, not at all, because I think my main focus at the moment is trying to get myself in the team, because there's a real abundance of talent here, and you know, the manager's got a real good selection of strikers to choose from. So if called upon, I'll try and do my best. It might not be me that scores, it might be someone else, it might even be an own goal or whatever it happens to be, but yeah, as long as Middlesbrough come off with more goals than the opposition come the 90 minutes, I think everyone's happy. Aitor
said that he was happy with the squad, happy with the transfer business he'd done in January or been allowed to do, and then all of a sudden you came on as the icing on the cake, as it weren't quite his words, but I mean that was the gist. I mean perhaps the final part of a jigsaw that he's been putting together.
Yeah, I mean you know, it's a real good squad of players, and there's going to be competition, as I said before. So yeah, I'll just try and keep working hard, and yeah, we'll just take one game at a time, and when called upon, give it my best.
Back in August, did you set yourself a target for how many goals you wanted to score at Blackburn? I know you've got to wipe the slate clean now, you've got a new club, but did you do that?
No, not really. I just try and do the best I can in each game that comes, because you can never set targets, I don't think, because injuries and whatever happens when you do reach your targets, do you slacken off and things like that. So I'd never like to set myself targets. I just try and do the best, and if you can get a goal or two along the way, then great.
Not the first time, of course, you've been linked with Middlesbrough. I mean, thoughts back to August when there was obviously a big link quite strongly then.
Yeah, I first heard of the desire to come and get me back in August, in the summer, and I think that's ultimately what's prevailed throughout this whole thing. There's a real feeling of warmth and a nice feeling to be wanted at a football club, and I really felt that coming through the door. So it's nice to have that feeling, and I'm looking forward to getting started.
You mentioned the wind of change blowing through Ewood Park, but must still be a wrench in some sort of way to leave a club that you've spent so much of your career with?
Yeah, I really enjoy my time at Blackburn. You know, I've made teammates and friends for life there, and so many good memories along the way. So yeah, everyone around Blackburn was terrific with me, fans, staff, everyone alike. So I do really wish them all the best in the future, and hope things do go well for them.
Second Saturday.
Saturday, and in a couple of weeks' time as well when we play them at Ewood.
Jordan, when you came up and had a look around Rockcliffe and all the facilities, what do you think?
Yeah, it's a real good facility, a real good area. I mean, I've been quite fortunate enough to have just left Brockhall, where Blackburn train, and that's a really good training ground. So to come from there and to come here, they're both very good training facilities, and look forward to spending a couple of years here.
I've heard you like golf. Are you looking forward to getting on that course?
Yeah, I like my golf. It'd be nice to play it. I hear the lads recommend the course. If it's windy though, I've heard it's a killer.
In terms of the move, do you think it can enhance your chances with the national team now?
It might do, it might not do, but who knows. That's something that I'm really not focusing on the moment. I'm just trying to do my best for Middlesbrough, and hopefully, you know, if things do go well, then that comes along. But yeah, my main priority has to be on my club football, because without that you never get your recognition at international.
Could you ever see yourself as Scotland's main striker?
That's my ambition. I'd love to be it one day, but whether or not it'll happen, who knows. I'll just try and keep working as hard as I can to maybe warrant that in future years.
What would it mean to fire this club into the Premier League?
Yeah, it'd be a terrific feeling, but I mean, there's, you know, I think that's what everyone in the changing room's striving towards. That's the ultimate goal, but just trying to do our best, game by game, keep totaling up them points, and it's not a matter of where you are now and getting carried away where we are in the league at the moment. It's a matter of where that league position is come May.
In the last 6 months or so, we've seen players from the Football League make the step up to the Premier League. Troy Deeney, Benica Fobi now. Could you do that?
Well, I'd like to think so. That's the ambition and that's the aim. That's what, you know, I've come in, you know, working every day towards and waking up every morning dreaming of and things like that. And my friend from last season, Rudy Gusted, I see doing very well in the Premier League and scoring a few goals. So, yeah, I'd like to be able to do that.